a woman. So I take it by your presence, you've got something to announce to these people.
Oh yes, I'm coming back. Isn't it? I didn't watch them. Who was the show that was here before us? Somebody's bougie. Where do you come from? Is there something red?
These people do something to the change. Some kind of superpower.
So what can you tell us about Deanna's return? You, Lucy.
Pardon? The man to your left.
What can you tell us about your character's return to the show? Your unboxing?
Oh my, I guess I'm getting unboxed.
Maybe.
Maybe, if you allow it. Yeah, Dean Stockwell has been playing with the Deannas in the comfort of his own quarters. So now it's been a long, cold exile, but I'm coming back to cause some trouble.
Do you have any episodes you're back for?
How many episodes?
How many episodes? 2 or 3. We haven't shot them yet. We're still working out the storylines. But yeah, we're going to unbox or debox or break the box or something and spring Deanna for a few episodes. Probably around episodes 10 or so, something like that. I forget the number.
All hell is going to break loose.
All hell will break loose.
This is a question for the cast. Were you prepared for this kind of reception for the fans when you first got on the show? Like, did you expect 6,000 people to show up to see you guys?
Well, we were just talking in the green room back there about, I haven't been here for a couple of years, but I was here the first time, and we just finished the miniseries and hadn't aired yet. And of course, nobody knew my character, and everyone wanted to kill Starbuck and Katie. And I was just commenting backstage about how different it is, and I certainly wouldn't at that time have thought that, what, 4 years later, I'm up here and having people say that they love me. So it's really great. Thank you guys.
And how do you feel, especially in the beginning, there was a lot of backlash from fans, like, oh my God, Boomer's a woman, Starbuck's a woman. And now we're at a Women of Battlestar Galactica panel. Like, is it pressure?
Where's Grace Park?
It's definitely shows strong female characters, and I think that means a lot to any female actor, because you know, a lot of times you're the girlfriend, the neat little thing or whatever, and so to actually be able to get into fights, real fights, not chick little fights, and you know, have a female president as strong and amazing as Rosalind.
Mary, how did you feel about the return of Laura's cancer last season?
A little ill, a little frightened that I was going to be killed. Still am, hoping I last. What do you think? But actually kind of glad. Try and finish. I was actually kind of, I don't know if glad is the right word, I was gratified that we didn't just let it disappear because it may have been convenient or better storytelling or whatever. I was glad that Ron continued to commit to the journey and then figure out everything else from there. So that's kind of how I felt.
It was something that when we initially, when Laura was cured of cancer in the second season, I sort of in the back of my mind always felt that eventually it was going to come back, that it was just, this was in remission. At that point in the series, it felt like I didn't want to deal with it week to week and have it become Laura Roslin in the hospital continuously from that point forward. And it felt right to sort of, put it on the shelf for a while, get it out of the way, and tell stories, but that knowing eventually it would come back because it was really one of the fundamental defining moments of Laura Roslin, is how we met her. The very first moment that you meet her, she's diagnosed with terminal cancer. And so it was one of the hallmarks of who that character was, and the journey of the dying leader leading the remains of humanity to the promised land. I thought was very important for that character. And it really wasn't until I was literally in the thick of doing some work on the season finale that it just sort of happened on a page and decided, now's the time, and we're going to commit, and this time it's not going to go away, and we're going to deal with it, it's going to be serious, and yeah, and it's definitely a strong storyline in season 4.
Also, I must say too, part of me was tickled because I never really liked the idea that I got saved by the DNA of a Cylon. It's like Laura was like, wait a minute, this is not this. But it's nice to be back into the human story again and see where that does live. So it's kind of an interesting. Yeah. Thanks. Got me out of that one.
Ryan, you mentioned earlier about sitting down with the writing staff and figuring out what everybody's character arc would be. Whose destiny will we be most surprised by?
That's a good question. For a change.
Dear Entertainment Weekly, D+.
I would say probably Baltar 6 would be an interesting, journey to see where they end up. They've sort of had the most interesting beginning of many of the characters, and it's been quite a twisted tale. And I think it's going to go into an interesting place by the end of it. But actually, the more we talk about all of the characters and writers room, I think they're all going to go through different journeys, and they'll all end up in places that, you probably didn't think that they were going to end up in by the end of it. I mean, Leah Donna is taking an interesting journey into this season that I don't think we anticipated, and that is sending his character in a very bizarre and strange direction, which I think is really good. Our 4 Cylons have their own thing to go off on and discover on their own. And the Cylons themselves, I think the Cylon nation, is going through a really interesting transition into the 4th season, and they too will end up in places that I don't think we anticipated going in.
Ultimately, I think the question we want to answer for the fans and for ourselves by the end of the season is which of the crew of the Galactica is not a Cylon?
What can you guys tell us about the Razor miniseries?
Directed by the Emmy-nominated Felix Alcala.
Razor is it's like essentially 2 extended episodes that we've shot and is complete, and we're working on the cut and visual effects and all that. It will be out in the fall.
And actually, you can check on sci-fi.com. I believe the air date is November 24th.
And then it'll be available on DVD like
A few weeks after that.
a few weeks after that. It does not resolve the season cliffhanger. We felt that was not the right place to resolve the season cliffhanger. The season cliffhanger will be resolved in the first episode of season 4 in January of 2008. Razor essentially takes place chronologically during the second. It jumps all over the place in time. It's kind of hard to talk about. Essentially, you're going to see pieces of the first Cylon War. You will see the Pegasus again. You'll see Pegasus under attack during the original Cylon attack on the colonies. You'll see some of the events that were mentioned during the backstory of Pegasus and the Resurrection ship. There's a new character named Kendra Shaw that's introduced in. You will see Leah Donna's first mission as commander of Pegasus. And it essentially sets up certain things that will happen into the 4th season as well.
We also
It's
got
got 4
at 10.
Yeah, in show for us.
Yeah.